is there mentorship in this country for youths that have been identified as people with a leadership potential, and out of whom the society wants to make...
No, Mike, the answer to you is no. I don't think mentorship is deliberate. I don't think that is deliberate. It might be happening, but I don't think I'm seeing it deliberate. And I think that is a check against the generation who are currently in leadership and that who are growing. Another one I'd want to be able to say, a place of mentoring is not just holding your hand, Charles.
Yes.
It's writing. Mm-hmm. We have not seen people who are now retiring and all those writing their experiences. Mm-hmm. The worst thing any generation can do is not bequeath the one that's following them, information. Mm-hmm. You know, what were your experiences? So we don't hear those experiences. A statement goes that if you want to hide anything from an African, you put it in a book.
Although I don't want to believe that.
You don't want to believe
that readership is improving.
It is improving, but yet there are not enough stories told about us. We have a Mzungu from outside in North America or in Europe telling us about our history. Mm-hmm. We don't have those people who are part of making history writing those stories. Mm-hmm. And we need to see that more so that we can learn from those experiences and not repeat the mistakes of the generations that went before us.
Okay, so we're identifying gaps here. There's an element of trust that youth have to make themselves trustworthy in order to have big responsibilities placed upon their shoulders.
Absolutely.
Because these things have repercussions for the society.
Absolutely.
How do we bridge the trust gap? How do we make other people trust younger people? Because I don't think youth is really a matter of age. For example, when Honorable John Mishuki, and he's not a young person by any description, was given the Ministry of Transport, he transformed it. Mm-hmm. He was an acting minister for finance, and he did a good job there.
Yes.
Right now, he's in environment, and we can feel his impact.
Yes.
I would say in such a case, age does not disqualify him. He's more vibrant than some people who are half his age.
Yes.
So how do we bridge the trust gap? George, how do we make the youth more trustworthy in leadership?
We have a disillusioned youth. Mm-hmm. A disillusioned youth, yeah? So how do we come to clear this thing out? Yeah?
Tell us.
Maybe these youths are disillusioned on various aspects. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Maybe some of them are crying out because of poverty. Mm-hmm. Some of them are crying out because they have this thing in their heart that so far, whatever you are doing, the old girls are still there. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Others are still due to the parental lineage. They still have these problems. Yeah? So when you look at the youth, what we can do with the youth, yeah, as I said from the beginning, is not only thinking about changing them. I said we must give them transformative ideas. Mm-hmm. What do we do by this? We must get the youths, yeah? We give them mentorship trainings, yeah? Basically, these mentorship trainings should not be done with older people. They should be done with still the people in the age bracket. Mm-hmm. Because these people on the age bracket, they understand the youth more than any other who is outside the age bracket. Mm-hmm. So what I can say is that as the young people, yeah, to bring these people, this disillusioned youth together, also as we must put ourselves in the same level of being disillusioned. Yeah? Feel yourself, also me, I'm disillusioned. It doesn't matter, maybe me I'm well off, maybe I'm working, I'm doing something like that. But when I'm engaging this youth, I put it aside. I don't say maybe I'm a communication manager at ITF. I say I'm a youth from Kibera also.
Okay.
So this issue of titles, or when we're engaging the youth, we should avoid it, and we engage the youth on the ideas itself.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay, thanks, George. Now, Bowie, George did mention something about poverty, and I'm thinking, does the lack of money sometimes disqualify people from leadership because they are so busy dealing with the bread and butter issues that they cannot deal with issues that are higher than that?
You know what, not to discount the place of poverty, in essence, there are people who have risen above it. Poverty should not be an excuse. In fact, poverty should be an inspiration, in the sense that I did not have these opportunities. Yeah. And because I have these opportunities, those who come after me should not go through what I have gone through. And I think it should be used as a stepping stone in some form of way. Let me just add to what you're saying. What are some of the ways we can bridge that gap that you talked about? I want to say character and integrity. Young people need to be men and women of character and integrity. Let me just break it down.
Yes.
What you do when nobody's looking. That's what's most important. Secondly, is investing and investing wisely. Not necessarily resources, but investing wisely.
Yes.
One, investing in your character, investing in your mind, investing in your friendships and all those things. And then there's also a place of partnering with the generation ahead of you and generations further ahead of you.
Yes.
We are not fighting against a generation. We are actually on the same team. We just look at things differently. Those are looking in retrospect and we are looking in prospect. And there's a place where there's a way we can bridge that gap. I say that's a place where we can be able to bridge those gaps between the generations.
It's interesting you make that point. Abraham Lincoln is quoted as having said, nearly anybody can stand hardship, but if you want to test a person's character, give him or give her power.
Yes.
George, as we begin to conclude, the youth would also like power. What power should they be given and what should they do with it?
The first thing is that we should give the youth the power to respect themselves. Yeah, that's the character and integrity. The point we have reached, we cannot ignore these things. Yeah, the youth totally are disillusioned. And they're just looking for an opportunity, to create respect for themselves or not. Basically, I can't say that really we are supposed to give them, but it should be born within.
So self-respect is important?
Yeah, it's very important.
Okay.
So the next one is integrity.
Integrity.
Yeah. We should eliminate this culture, of the person before me was like this. I need to be like him. Yeah. That's a culture already.
So they should not simply be copying what's gone ahead.
Yeah, they should be creative themselves. They should be started from within. Started with themselves.
So an element of creativity is
an element of creativity comes in.
Okay, thank you, George. Gowi, your parting shot. Youth leadership in this country.
It's an exciting time to be a Kenyan. It's an exciting time to be an African right now when we are seeing young people who are now beginning to take positions. Whether we like it or not, there's a generation that's beginning to fade away. Their time is up. If it's not by us pushing them out, it's by attrition.
Yes.
I mean, people are growing old and they cannot be able to sustain that. So young people, whether they like it or not, we're being thrust into that opportunity of leadership.
Okay.
I want to close the words of a very big statesman. He's not a young man, but he's a man we all have respected. He's an old man, somewhere in KwaZulu-Natal province. He's called Nelson Mandela. He says, there comes a time when a generation is called to be great. You are that generation. I want to say that right now to this particular group of young people in this country, this generation. We are the generation. It's time for us to come, and our greatness is waiting for us.
So in this matter of leadership and youth, we're learning that there are opportunities that have been created which need to be taken advantage of. And we're also learning that the young people need to make themselves trustworthy in order to be bestowed with leadership. Well, we'll continue this discussion. We would like to invite your comments and your views. Please text them to 43316 and just let us know what you think. Thank you very much for watching Crosstalk, and keep watching Family TV, keeping Jesus on the airwaves.